Who packs your parachute? Charles Plumb was a U.S. Navy pilot in Vietnam. After 75 combat missions, his plane was destroyed by a surface-to-air missile. Plumb ejected and parachuted into enemy hands. He was captured and spent 6 years in a communist Vietnamese prison. He survived the ordeal and now lectures on lessons he learned from that experience. One day, when Plumb and his wife were seated in a restaurant, a man got up from another table and came up and said, "Hey, you're Plumb, aren't you? You flew jet fighters in Vietnam. You flew off the aircraft carrier Kitty Hawk, and then you were shot down." "How in the world would you know that?" Plumb asked. "I packed your parachute," the man replied. Plumb gasped in surprise and gratitude. The man pumped his hand in the air and said, "I guess it worked, huh?" Plumb assured him, "It sure did. If your chute hadn't worked, I wouldn't be here today." Plumb couldn't sleep that night. All he could think about was the man that packed his parachute. "I kept wondering what he might have looked like in his Navy uniform. A white hat, a bib in the back, bell-bottom trousers. I wondered how many times I might have seen him. And I wouldn't even have said, 'Good morning, how are you?' I wouldn't have said anything to him because, you see, I was a fighter pilot and he was just a sailor." Plumb thought about the many hours the sailor had spent on a long wooden table in the bows of the ship, carefully weaving the shrouds and folding the silks of each parachute, holding in his hands each time the fate of someone he didn't even know. Now Plumb asked his audience, "Who's packing your parachute?" Everyone has someone else who provides what they need to make it through the day. Plumb points out that he needed many kinds of parachutes when his plane was shot down. He needed his physical parachute. He also needed a mental parachute, and an emotional parachute, and a spiritual parachute. He called on all of these supports before finally reaching safety. Sometimes in the daily challenges life gives us, we miss what is really important. We may fail to say hello, please, or thank you, congratulate someone on something wonderful that has happened to them, give them a compliment, or just do something nice for no reason at all. So I'd like each one of you to think about the people that are supporting you, the people that are packing your parachutes each day, and do something nice for them.
Yeah. St.